Hey guys, Connor from the Ticket Stub, and you are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. And we know we have a heavy load of eyeballs on us today because I have been promoting like crazy this guy. And you got to tell him, we talked about what you ordered. It was on your list.
What I ordered?
Yeah. What do when entertainers, they hand in a list of things they want?
The writer?
The writer.
In the writer.
Yeah, the writer.
Like the green M&Ms and
take them all out.
I need Nike, a package of Nike socks, or else
Right.
I can't tell an hour worth of jokes. Yeah, there's some essential things that we definitely have to ask for.
So Bob Smiley, who is on and talking in your hearing, can you see him now? Okay, don't show him yet. Okay, just talking. You can just be weird.
I've seen the show. There's no big reveal.
Yeah.
You just go right in.
Well, I don't know what
was
she's
gonna-
doing half the time, so I'm like, all right. I'm like, do I push
I was gonna
on? Do
do
I turn his
somewhat of
mic on?
Yeah.
Drum roll, but if you didn't want that, okay, we don't have a lot of big budget on the show. So,
Oh, I know.
You are the
Judging by
budget.
food from last time, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you are the budget, Cindy.
and I talked about you I did a little video to say who's coming on this week. And
Did you tell him how you first got me to come on the show years ago? Because I didn't know what the term pro bono meant. Did you tell him that?
No.
But I came back. That's
Yes, you
the
did.
love I have for.
Yes.
No,
What's
actually,
this place called? Lone.
Star.
yeah. What I tell
Community
people
radio.
is just say you're volunteering because this is a nonprofit,
Oh yeah. Can I?
and you can claim volunteer hours.
Ooh.
Being a guest.
Yeah, once you get thrown in jail, you can come
Yeah,
on.
you gotta make everyone feel better about themselves.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
get arrested, I'm gonna come around and get you guys to sign off on some hours that I've done here.
That's perfect. That is so perfect. And
So let's jump in because I got a story that I haven't told you that just happened. Do you want to do that, or do you have? I see you've got copious notes there. You want to put the Rubik's cube down and
Well, the
let's
real
do a
question
show?
is, do you have your cell phone on you?
no, because I forgot it at the house.
You did. I
went
knew
like,
it.
Oh,
I knew it. It's-
No, because and then Cindy's not going to know that I'm out there waiting for her to pick her up at school.
Yeah, don't give her like flack because flip phones, they're small, they're hard to find. So I understand.
Yeah.
I know. I keep taking the key thing for the car, trying to open that because it looked like the old little.
She's standing outside of her car with her flip phone trying
Like,
to.
why doesn't this work?
The worst is
And the worst is that your car didn't even have a key fob. It's still an old key that you put in.
no, but I keep thinking it is. And so I hold that stupid thing that you're just going to push the button, and I'm sitting there holding it. Oh yeah, that's right. I just pushed the button. There's no key. Okay, and then put it on the side, and I'm so afraid I'm going to lose that, or I'm going to lock it, and it's going to be inside the car. What would happen when they're inside the
I
car?
don't think it can lock inside the car anymore now.
What's funny is mine did, and it was only because I was racing home because Framber was throwing a no hitter, and it was like the 8th inning, and I was like, my buddy was in the car with me, and I told him, get out, like go turn on the TV, get it going, and like I'll park, don't worry. And then I ran inside, watched the thing, I'm like, oh cool, where are my keys? And then. And then he's like, oh, you're good. You have the key fob, so it should know it's in there. And, like, we tried the doors, didn't work. And then, thank goodness, we had those apps. Because if you registered on your Ford app, you can unlock the car with an app.
Oh, yeah.
And that I was like, man.
I know how to open the gates in our community on my phone. I learned how to do that. And so when the...
Wait a minute, you live in a gated community?
Yes.
And you don't pay your guest that come on the show?
And you have solicitors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is like the hurricane fence gate.
How are you going to open it with your
No.
phone at home?
I can't.
So what?
No, it opens because I've got the Easy Tag. Did I pay them? Yeah.
Is that who you're trying to pay?
That's what I thought I was trying to pay.
For the listeners at home, we just went over a lot of the bills that Cindy has not paid or has paid another company just to catch everybody up.
Well, that's why I couldn't afford the lobster bisque. I just was trying to work up to that. So, or otherwise, it would have been here for you.
Where's my beef Wellington?
And I would have had a red carpet and the security guard. I called the.
We actually had a security guard. It was an old lady.
Yeah, we did have an old lady wandering here. And I was like, I guess I'm not doing the show because she looked menacing. But
I got here on time. I'm just so excited that I made it 80 miles an hour.
Did you?
Yeah. Well,
I did.
I mean,
I
your
got here
name's on the
time.
show, so I guess the show starts when you get here.
No,
so.
I thought, oh, people, Bob's, because the traffic was so horrible. So I was thinking, could I look like two people in this, and I could get on the fast lane? And I was afraid of being caught, so I didn't want to do that. And so I was just weaving in and out like we were at the, NASCAR.
Can you imagine the officer pulling her over, her using the HOV lane, and just Cindy just sitting there in the car, like I would love to see that interaction. Like, what are you doing? I thought the diamond meant like I could go faster on it. Yeah. I thought that's what it meant.
Go fast.
My grandson plays Minecraft. I thought I would get on here and craft while I was driving. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
You're so good. Hey, Bob. It's been so long since we've seen you.
It's been a while.
It has. And you are blowing.
And I'm going to drive home, and my wife's going to be like, hey, how was it? And I was like, I have no idea what we just did.
Don't forget your key fob.
Yeah. Brought to you by Lone Star Radio.
I just don't know what she said, and I don't think she knows what she said.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, group of guys from church asked me to go to the movies just a couple of days ago. And you know how I always get in these weird situations. So,
yes.
Go to see the movie. I buy on my iPhone. I buy the ticket because that's what you have to do now. You can't have any paper. I don't know how Amish people go to the movies anymore.
Yes.
But I walk in, and my phone freezes up. Because, I guess when they made the iPhone 4, they didn't put a lot of, technology in. And so it freezes, and you've got to have your phone to go into the movie. So I walk over to the ticket lady, and I'm like, hey, I bought a ticket, but my phone is frozen. What do we do? Like, surely we can get a Wayback Machine and go back to, 97 where you actually got a ticket.
There's no rewind.
And I realize I'm sounding like, Grandpa telling everybody to get off their yard, but I was like, I bought a ticket. And she was like, oh, I don't know. Like, she's never seen this before. And she's like, go over to the office. And so I go over to the office and knock on the door. The lady comes out. She looked like big, large, black lady. Like you just immediately want to give her a hug. Like she's gonna cook something good for you. And she was like, "Yeah, I have no problem getting you a ticket. What movie is it?" And I was seeing the movie Am I Racist? And I am talking. And I didn't even think about it because my friends were like, hey, let's go see this movie. And I was like, okay. And so it was so last second, bought it online, drove there, phone didn't work, ran over, was like, I got to get in to see this movie. And she's like, what movie is it? And ironically, the movie is about that, like how we sometimes feel uncomfortable when we shouldn't. Like I go, I'm seeing.
Am I racing?
Am I? And I go, am I racist? Am I racist? Are we all racist? I don't know. I'm seeing a movie about racism, and she starts dying laughing. She's like, I got you, honey. I got you. Like she took it so because she knew
That's
just
awesome.
how uncomfortable I was. And then I get into the movie, and there's one of the first scenes in the movie is he's at a restaurant, and there is a African American waitress, and she comes over and goes. You want coffee? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, how do you like it? And he just pauses. And he's like, is it okay to say black? Like it's pointing out the absurdity and like how heightened is it that we can't say, I like my coffee black, but I just lived that out right before the movie. It was
wild.
Pretty crazy.
So wild.
So what do you want to talk about? I almost lost my eye. I have a movie and a TV show coming out. I have a book that just came out. So, yeah, let's talk about key fobs. What
did you have for breakfast this morning?
How often do you have to change the battery in your key fob?
What's a key fob? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What is a key fob?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know?
Oh,
Wait,
man.
Is it nasty?
It's the key.
Why are you looking? Why won't you
How long
tell
have you
me?
known me? When have I ever been nasty? I'm not going to be nasty. A key fob is or let me put it in terms of your generation. Boop boop. Does that help?
It's a
It's the
remote?
sound you use to open your car.
Oh, yeah.
The little thing you just spent 20 minutes talking about.
That's what that's called?
Yeah, a key fob.
Oh gosh.
I don't even know where to start.
I mean,
Is there somebody home watching you, like helping you when you get home?
yeah, we actually talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know what? You should just kick everyone out of the house and see how you survive. Like, I just want to see you. Let's.
I'm
Just sitting in front of a blank TV, just going, I used to be able to watch this.
I've got to go to the airport tomorrow to fly to Lubbock to see my sister.
Okay.
It's not to have a date. It's to see my sister. I'm gonna.
Well, we'll see how the.
No, I'm gonna take this guy out that I went to school with,
What happens in
To
Lubbock stays
lunch.
in Lubbock.
Yeah.
and he's a Church of Christ guy. And he's,
there you go.
And he was going to Monterey, and he said, "I just can't take it. That they were doing something really weird, and it was just, it's all too weird now. I can't go."
He was going to Monterey, California?
Monterey Church. Oh, I'm sorry. At Lubbock, Monterey Church of
yeah,
Christ.
okay, all right.
And so he said,
Well, I'm thinking of our listeners. Like, they want to follow along the story. I don't know why. In
You're
fact,
so-
you can email me and tell me why, but
You're
go
so
ahead.
bougie now that you think I'm talking about California. No.
Oh, I didn't know what the heck you were talking about.
See,
Well-
that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to
Monterey.
fill people in.
Well, it was kind of an inside thing. I was just like,
Yeah.
he would know who that.
I've
who
been
that
to Monterey
was.
Church
Okay.
of Christ, yeah.
Okay, where Kenny was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know Kenny?
Is that the guy you're going out with?
We don't really need to do this on the show, do we?
Yeah.
We should get together once a week and we can just talk.
Really and truly, so I could catch up. But what was the
I'm going to
question?
jump in again.
I don't know what
because
the
here's the
question
deal.
was.
With the new book coming out,
Yes.
I have been doing nonstop radio interviews and podcasts, and it has just been same old questions. And so I do want to stop and say, I love that you're like, hey, I want to tell you a story about me going to Lubbock. I was in Monterey. You know where Kenny used to be. Remember he used to lead that song? And I'm like, oh, I can turn my brain off. I can just sit back and talk to Cindy.
My question for Cindy is, how does your sister feel about being the third wheel?
Yeah.
Because you're really like, oh, I'm going to go see my sister, but really I'm going home.
We were talking about y'all feeling like I'm too old to do things, like myself.
Definitely
I'm
not
by
date.
myself.
It's not.
So continue
it's
with
not
your
the
dating
age.
story.
No,
it's not the
it's-
age. It's more of just your personality. It's like you need to have a watcher.
My personality.
Yeah, your
What do
personality.
you?
I think the word he's looking for is handler. Cindy needs a handler.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hire a handler. I'm gonna just hire a handler.
Is that why you're
is
going to Lubbock to
totally-
interview this guy as a handler?
No. That was very quick. One for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
you. So anyway, they don't want me to get out of the car to be dropped off at the airport. They're going to walk me through and make sure that I get on the plane.
Security,
like
so
old,
they-
school,
yeah.
old school.
You can
And-
fill out the paperwork and get a pass to go through TSA and take. I see it all the time
I don't have to take my shoes off because
because
I'm
they've
so
smelled it
old.
when you do,
They-
and they don't. Yeah,
Yeah, your
I've seen the signs.
your
Everybody but
reputation
Cindy.
must precede you. But that's what this guy said. Okay, why aren't your shoes off? And I went. They told me back there because I'm too old to take my shoes off.
Yeah.
And he goes, "How old are you?" And I said, 75. And he goes, "Oh, you're not 75. You're like 40. Don't lie about stuff like that. Take your shoes." I will. If you think I look 40 and I take no.
And you took your shoes off, and he goes, "Oh, you are 75." Is that what happened?
Look at those toes.
Yeah, look at those yams. Those are definitely 75-year-old yams.
Okay. All right.
So,
So
are you going to call me every 10 minutes, making sure you can tell me where you are?
yes, but I told them, I said, I know how to ask for the ride on the card and all that. I'm not embarrassed. You guys are embarrassed to ask anybody to do anything. I'm not. I will be fine, y'all. Don't worry about it. And I said, well, then we need to get you there 3 hours ahead of time. I'm going to Lubbock, like an hour flight, hour something flight.
Yeah.
And so anyway, but this guy is we're just gonna have lunch, and I haven't seen him in so long, and I just
So
wanted
it's
to
just
talk about
lunch.
it. It's just lunch. Yeah, you know that dating thing that says
I know it's just lunch. Yeah, I actually, when I was single,
you-
I
did you
called
do it?
them and they told me how much it was, and I was like, it's just expensive. Like that's what it should be
I think
called.
that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
You just telling me that.
Yeah.
You did that. Oh
No, I
it's
didn't do it.
I thought you called
Well, no,
about
wait a minute.
it.
Maybe I did do it.
No, you did the 15-minute thing round robin that you sit and you meet somebody.
Oh, I did the
15 minutes.
yeah.
Dating? The
Speed
speed
dating.
dating.
Speed
Yeah.
dating.
That was
was
hilarious.
hard.
That gave you a lot of
I
fodder.
totally forgot about speed dating.
Yeah, see, you could
That
bring
was
that back up
crazy.
again because that was so funny when we sat there and talked about it.
Maybe I should talk about it when I film my Dry Bar special next Friday. I'm just going to start just throwing the promotion stuff in because
You should.
otherwise my wife's going to be like,
I do want to
"Did you
remind
talk about
everybody,
it?"
I have all his links below in the description. So if you want to check out Bob Smiley, check out his YouTube, check out his socials, all that stuff.
And I do watch all your videos. And we had Chris Wootton on, and I said, and Bob Smiley's coming Thursday, and he just looked like that. And then after we started to walk out, he said, now who is Bob Smiley? And I said, he's a Christian comedian. He went, I know him. I see him all the time on the reels, and he's on
You're
reels.
telling me
and all
Chad Walden didn't know who I was?
Chris
that. I
Wooten.
said,
Oh,
did I
don't
say
know who that
Chad
is.
or Chris Wootton?
Oh, here we go.
He's our
I
sponsor.
feel better.
He's our sponsor. And he's only, he was just kidding, Chris. He's a big kidder. He tells jokes.
Don't say you don't know who I am, and then I'll just let you keep talking.
But then he realized who it was, and he was so impressed that you were going to be here.
Nice.
I said, yeah, he's stopping off, and it's just, he knows that we're the ones that got him started. But,
Or I've risen
okay.
up, despite. I mean, yeah, just potato.
well, he has such good 34 loyal listeners from us. Anyway,
Yeah.
we can count those as ours. But anyway, you got a book coming out. You got a movie role. And the
My book
movie
came out Tuesday.
You
Oh,
had a
really?
book that
Yeah, it
came
came out
out.
Tuesday.
Congrats.
That's
Yeah.
the one I got.
It's my fourth one in the Average Boy series put out by Focus on the Family. It is Average Boys Above Average Summer. So it's for reading levels, not reading levels, but for ages 8 to 14. And super excited. The pre-sales were off the chart, like way better than the other three books have done.
Yes.
And the third one did really well. The third one, I shared this on your show before, but it sold out the first month on Amazon. So for the first 3 months of that book coming out, I couldn't even get it. So I was the author, and I couldn't get the book.
Oh, man.
So it's that Average Boy. First of all, who knew kids read? But they still read,
Do you have a lot of pictures in it?
I have a couple of, and there's a couple of blank spaces for them to doodle. So I thought this through. I know what kids want.
You really did.
But yeah, it's over 100 pages. That's a lot of coloring if you think about it.
Over 100 pages.
Yeah.
What is a book like like you want to write a book? Is it a mandatory amount of pages?
Yeah, they give you a mandatory
Is it
amount
70?
of pages. And here's an interesting thing.
Oh, what?
My contract this time, the new part was there was a whole section on AI. And it said that only 20% of my book could be written by AI. And I have to note what percentage that was in the book. So when I handed over the manuscript to Focus on the Family, if I used AI at all, I had to note. They were fine with me using it, but it could
Yeah.
only be 20% of the stuff. And I was reading that going, am I just missing
That's
out?
so
Should AI be writing my
strange.
Average Boy stuff? But
We should do is for the what's it called at the beginning of the book? I write something for
The
forward.
forward.
I'll
I
write
should
the
have AI
forward.
write my
You should AI the forward.
You should have a
forward
robot.
by AI.
And I think you can. I've seen some religious AI stuff, so you can choose like Abraham and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And just choose Abraham, like write my forward Abraham. And it says, you can see at the bottom AI Abraham.
Abraham coming out like Rambo holding a lamb, just like, this is the best book that I've ever read. Even though it's not my age group. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
If this book would have been around, no one would have read the tablets. Yeah, we could get some really good quotes.
I thought, and
from
AI would do
Moses.
it. And I bet your publisher will be like, what is this? Like, well, I thought you were telling me to do 20%
Yeah,
AI.
I thought
so
I had
was,
to do
like,
20%,
and I didn't want to do I wanted to do my own story. So the forward makes sense
Yeah, I
because
gotta
I don't
hear-
usually write the forward.
That's so great. I'm gonna start doing that.
That's well. So you got it done, but did you use 20% of AI?
No, I didn't. I've
didn't use
never
any
used
of it.
AI.
Okay.
My friend Tim Hawkins, he'll use AI for just concepts. So I was working on this water park bit, and so he actually put into whatever Chat GP or whatever it is, and had it just pull up things about a water park. And so he showed me how he writes. So it'll pull up things about it, and it may be things that you don't even think about. And then you go in and write the jokes about those things. So he's using AI for a little bit, but I still have not jumped into it because I'm still just like, I think I'll just sit down and write some jokes. Like,
And you go to movie theaters and telling people you're not racist.
yeah. I've got a busy life. I've got to spread the word that I'm an author, comedian, and not racist.
And not racist.
Yeah.
Well, is it was it difficult to come up with subjects, or do you just watch your kids out in the backyard?
I watch my kids, and I'm still pulling stories from when I was a kid. Like, I still have a lot of stuff that has happened that I haven't even, like, and I've been writing this Average Boy column for Clubhouse Magazine for a little over 20 years. And so you think I'd start running out of stories, but yeah. And then my kids are constantly telling me, I'll be honest, getting part of a blended family and having 2 more kids come into my life, that really helped the writing process. So, yeah. I mean, I love them, and I would have married Sarah anyway, but I'm telling you, that's icing on the cake. Like, it tipped the scales a little bit. I was like, oh, I get some fresh Average Boy stories coming in.
I should have you and Connor on at the same time. Connor Halstead.
He texted me this morning.
He did?
Ironically, yeah.
Do you want to be on your show?
He just wanted to hang out, and I said, I just woke up.
He
Texted you at 11:30?
No, he texted me at like 7:30 in the morning, and then because we've gotten coffee before downtown, and I'm like, yeah, man, I just got up. I'm living a different lifestyle than you.
Yeah.
He wants to start Ticket Stub.
He wants to start
Ticket
Stub?
He wants to
tried.
start that up.
Ticket Stub has already started. He doesn't think that's a new concept, does he?
No.
No, we used to do a show. Connor and I used to do a show with the manager at the Grand.
Oh,
and we
okay.
used to like do movies and just. It was actually a cool gig because Chris would let us watch whatever movie we wanted at the theater.
What?
Like you could bring your own Blu-ray and be like, "Hey, can we watch like Indiana Jones?" And then on the big screen, yeah. And then but we had to do it at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, but I'm in on that.
It was great.
Nothing.
Dude, that'd be so great.
That's
It was
nothing.
great.
You were talking to the voice of Cinemark.
That no one ever uses ever again.
That is true, though, isn't it? You were the voice of Cinemark,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
that was. In fact, when they would call my name I'm in a doctor's office, and they'd say Cindy Cochran, and people would go, "Hey," I'm going in the door. Are you the Cindy Cochran that does the
Yeah.
I thought that. Oh my goodness.
What kind of perks did you get?
I could go in there anytime I want to. And
Anytime?
Free popcorn.
Free? Oh, you'd love
You
that.
got free movies and popcorn
And
for doing the
popcorn.
voice of the.
Not soda though. That's their moneymaker.
That's how they get you.
No, that no.
Because they know you're going to be salty
They
and you're
charge
going to
me.
need to buy.
$15.
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah,
Large.
when we went, it was like $29 just for sodas and popcorn.
I know it's ridiculous now. I
I thought that was
ugh.
hilarious to me because, like, for an extra $8, you get a free refill.
Yeah.
and I was like,
And he wanted one of the what was the
well, that's when we were talking. You ever talk to younger people and they didn't understand the concept of like what you're speaking of? Mm-hmm. So they had like one of those Wolverine Deadpool cups.
Yeah.
And I just wanted a separate cup that I could spit my dip in.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't understand this.
My grandmother's had that same problem.
And I'm sitting there trying to
funny,
explain to the young lady. I was like, I'll pay for this big old cup for Wolverine because I want to keep that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spit in that. But can I just have another cup? Like, well, another cup's $12. And I was like, I just want a cup. Like, you're literally filling.
no?
Like, I can't fill it myself.
Yeah.
Tell him who bought you the cup.
Well, she bought me the cup because I was like, fine, I'll pay $12 for a spit cup. Like, whatever. Because I was trying to explain to them, like, even if you gave it to me for free, I'm not pouring. You can check my pockets. It's not like I'm pouring something in it because you're the only one in control of the soda machine. So I was so because you go to some theaters, you can pour your own drinks.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, well, it has like those Coke.
Yeah, okay, but then that would make sense that they wouldn't like.
They wouldn't give you a
Yeah.
cup, but like you go here, it's like that. They're literally the king of the cup.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there trying to explain it to her. And she's like, no, like, well, I go, do they count every cup you have back there? Yes, they do. And I was like, are you serious? So I texted Chris,
Yes.
the manager. I was like, do you guys really count these cups? Because I feel really bad for basically treating this person like an idiot.
Yeah.
And then
They do. They count every one.
that was the weirdest conversation. And then she just goes, here you go. Just go.
Just
So you wore it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just and
It
it
might
was
be
so
a good
much
summer job, like
fun.
at a movie theater, be a cup counter.
a cup
Like
counter.
just sit there and just.
I wonder if they count the bags too.
I don't think they count. Oh, the box. we had. I don't
The
think they have
popcorn,
bags
I don't
anymore,
know.
do they?
The popcorn, is it a box? I forgot.
It's a box. Yeah, it's a box for sure. Okay, is
Which
your wife
reminds
said,
me of my Christmas movie that's coming out.
Oh,
You got a
let me
Christmas movie
hear
coming
I got
it.
a
out?
Christmas movie.
Now, is it coming out in this Christmas or is it next Christmas?
No, it's coming out in December.
What's it called?
It's going to come out in December.
It's coming out in December.
Have you shot it?
It's done. It's in the can.
I thought you had just gotten the role whenever I talked to you.
No.
Oh,
I got the
good
role
grief.
last year.
What's it called?
It's called Steal the Naughty List. And as I'm saying that, I'm not sure I'm supposed to say the name yet, but I think it's
Well,
okay
if
to
it's coming,
say.
yeah, I think you're fine.
But you guys got the exclusive.
Because you have a.
I'm gonna text the producer to see.
Wait, is it a stop action or?
It's it's claymation.
Here, I found it.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it's on a website. Here, I'll pull it up on TV.
Boom.
Oh, look. Okay, wait. And look.
Oh yeah.
pictures
Oh,
of
that's
her.
me. That's me. This is that's not me. That's me with the hat
Hold on,
on.
I gotta pull it for the audience.
With the hat on,
I
that's
am
your
Lowell.
voice?
Yeah. I am Lowell the snowman.
Like this guy right here, at the bottom left.
No.
No, the
The
snowman.
snowman right there.
Oh, okay,
That's not me.
that's not you. Here, I'm gonna find.
That's the creator of it all.
trying to get a good shot. There you go.
Right there.
This
there
guy
I
right
am.
here.
That's me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Is Cindy the Yak?
Yeah, and so that is Leslie Robb, who's a really good friend of mine, comedian, social influencer, phenomenal. I got a lot of my friends to be in the movie. So Robert G. Lee kind of plays this like church mouse, the kind of wise person. Christian McCartney plays like this little snow weasel. I'm super excited for it to come out.
That is going to be so much fun.
I can't believe you found it.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was like, why would they want to promote this if they don't want to talk about the name? And then I looked it up
Well,
and
here's
found
the
the
deal,
website.
because we don't know how. I really should have found out what all I can tell you.
Well, I
We
found
don't
it,
know-
so
yeah.
it's I'm on their website.
So we don't know which streaming service
StealTheNaughtylist.com.
we're going to go with. There's a couple of like big streaming services that are interested, so we're kind of talking with them. So it's coming out in December, but we don't know where it's coming out yet.
Well, wouldn't it
Yeah,
be
if
on
it's
this
online,
streaming
we can say
service? Yeah.
"Steal the Naughty List"
Yeah,
coming soon.
it's called StealTheNaughtylist.com.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, there's
Really did want people to pray for me because it was like
Right.
super. But then everybody started telling me all their eye stories about,
Oh,
and it was
yes.
everything from you will learn how to live without an eye, it'll be totally fine, and then to no, it's no big deal, it doesn't hurt, all that. Like I was like, I think people need to proofread their encouraging posts before they put it out there.
would you get a glass eye?
Would I?
Yeah, like say like hey, this eye's dead.
Yeah. No, I'm answering you. I would get a wood eye.
Would I?
Yeah,
You would
I'd
get.
get a
Ooh,
wooden
how would
eye.
that feel?
Probably would stay. You
gotta polish that every day?
It wouldn't be like moving.
It'd hurt your
around.
sock-
I would
Socket.
think it's self-polishing because it would roll around. I would think maybe just squirt
well,
a little
you're-
Windex.
like, wait,
in
it's
it.
in the back.
I always wondered if someone had a glass eye, how many practical jokes you could do because everyone's kind of the thing like you hit them in the back of the head.
Oh, yeah.
But I was thinking, I was like, why don't they make one that causes like the iris just to randomly move?
Oh, I would get like
And-
a lava lamp one, so
Oh,
it was just
shoot.
constantly just moving around, like, or an hourglass. So when I sit down to talk to somebody I don't really want to, I just turn it over and just be like, "You got until it's empty." That's brilliant.
That's
Yes.
that's a
An
little-
hourglass.
And you just do this, like,
eyeglass.
An hourglass eyeglass.
yeah,
Yeah.
You just
kind of tilt your head like,
Yeah.
what's he doing? Trying to get this hourglass up. It's just
just
That's my. I want
through
you
the
to hurry
sands
up.
of time.
That-
So ends your conversation.
That is brilliant.
I think we just
like that.
stumbled on something amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's pretty funny.
That'd be so
You-
great.
You started, and then we'll
Yeah,
we'll
what
have
else
you
did I
on to
do?
promote
You
it.
know how many people you could creep out to because you have like an empty socket? So you're just kind of like,
That's the thing. And I had to wear an eye patch for like a week, and like even then, people like looking like, man.
Did
what's
you
this
do any
story?
concerts with it?
I didn't do any concerts with the eye patch on, but so my eye ripped. Like I got a retinal tear. I did a show on Thursday in California, and then I had 4 more shows, and it ripped, and my eye filled up with blood. But I did what all comics do. I went ahead and did my other 4 shows because that's what you do. And I thought, well, something's wrong, but I'll fly home and then get it looked at. And so I did 4 shows standing on stage, couldn't see the
Was
right
it-
side of my audience.
But was it painful?
it didn't hurt. No,
Didn't hurt.
because I think it ripped whenever I was flying into California. I think the pressure. It had been torn before. Like I'd had some head injury like before that there was a tearing, but it hadn't ripped open. And so they kept watching it. They were like, "Did you have any head injuries?" And I just started laughing. I was like, "Every week. What do you like? Do you know my life?" So I don't know when it happened, but it happened a long time ago. It tore, but not open. And so my optometrists for years have just been watching it.
Yeah. Well, I just can't imagine if you had. Did you have the patch on and pull it up and let everybody see it? You want to see it?
No, because I didn't wear the patch when I was doing the show because I was like, it's too distracting.
You did
but the first show I did.
Wait, you think a patch would be more distracting than a full eyeball of blood?
But you couldn't see the blood. Only I could see the blood. So the blood was in the back where it tore. And so you look at my eye, it looked totally normal. But from me looking out, all I could see was massive. It looked like a lava lamp. It was like, I was like, my eye now is like, it's what it's like to live in the 60s. Like you're just seeing this like chaotic, like laughing, like lava lamp of blood, but you couldn't see it. So it didn't look bad.
Oh, okay.
But the first show I did after it tore was in Red Bluff where they have all the fires and stuff. And I showed up and I've known the promoter for a long time and he was stoked. The place sold out. And so we were like, we're going to have a great show. And I was like, okay, I'm just telling you though, something's wrong with my eye. Like I can't see. And he said, well, we've had fires out here. So there's poison oak. So it's probably just irritated. And I was like, look, I know it's California and they hate, because it was my right eye. And I was like, they hate anything right.
Right.
But why would the poison oak only massively affect my right eye and not my left at all? Like, is California so left that it's like, oh, it's the left eye, leave it alone, Like, so I was like, no, it has to be something else. So I get up, I've got this guy opening for me, a friend of mine, he opens, he does 15 minutes. I get up on stage, I am on stage for 3 minutes, the lights go out, completely go out. Which is great because I already can't see.
You can't see that
half the crowd anyway. So now everybody sees what I see. It's just pitch black. And then people start pulling their phones up. And I'm ad-libbing because I'm like, well, hopefully they're going to fix this. And the promoter's nervous that he's going to have to refund all the tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just keep going. I'm ad-libbing jokes about us being in the dark and all this kind of stuff. And then finally the sound guy pulls up this flashlight, but it's a big industrial flashlight. So it's not a spotlight, and he spotlights me. And so I look, well, what we didn't know was because of the fires, the entire grid in that town went out at that time. So no power at all. So I did an hour and 15-minute show in the dark. And I told them, I was like, hey guys, I don't got anywhere to go. So if you guys want to stay, I'll keep doing my show. And everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. And so the best part was I could tell when the sound guy liked my jokes because the light would start shaking because he was, holding the thing. And at one point I was kind of giving a positive message like I do at my comedy shows, just that, there's light to be found in darkness and stuff. And I said, you never know when you're going to be, thrown a curveball, sometimes, somebody will, you like your wife. I just talked about the divorce and everything. And I was like, it's not God's plan, but, you can get through stuff. Sometimes you end up doing stand up in a dark room with a Fisher-Price flashlight on you. And as soon as I said that, the sound guy started slowly putting his hand over it and dimmed it to black.
The black.
Which was the best.
That's awesome.
I was like, I applauded him. I was like, well done, dude. That was,
well,
that
you've
was
got,
good.
you've got the book. Tell us about the book. We told us about the book.
Yeah, so The Adventures of Average Boy is a book series that I write for middle school kids, and the fourth one is out, Average Boys Above Average Summer, available on Amazon and BobSmiley.com. Can you tell I've been doing press like for the last 2 weeks?
You have. Yeah. And so is it about the kids? Tell us, are you on a trip? Are you
Average Boy is a middle school kid, and he's not really good at anything. But he knows that with God, he can do great things. And so he always sets out with all these big ideas and big adventures that he wants to do. So for Average Boys Above Average Summer, he has two main goals. One is he wants to build a tree house out in the woods behind his house. He also is very poor, and so how he gets all the material and how he tries to build the tree house. And there's also a furry forest fiend that is kind of interrupting all his plans that he has to kind of deal with. There's like this scary creature out there and stuff. And so that's one of his main goals. He wants to build a clubhouse so he and his friends can hang out. The other one, because it's based on my life, Average Boy lives in my little hometown that I grew up in, Era. So he lives in a very small town. And so one of his goals is to invite every single person in the town to church. And so how he goes about, for the whole summer of inviting people, some people that don't really want to go to church, or some people that, don't really like him, from past stories and stuff. So anyway, so that's his two main goals, but then there's just a lot of crazy adventures and stuff that happened along the way. So it's just a look at his above average summer that he has.
Well, I know you can always take anything. That's what I loved about Bob from the beginning. First time I heard him do his bit at church, it was, I think it, what was it? Was it your concert, or was something else happening and you were opening for it or something?
The first show that I did at church when we met, I actually, we placed membership, and 2 weeks later, I filmed a CD. Like, I recorded a CD back in the day at my home church, which is because I got this record deal, and they basically just gave me money and said, hey, find a place, record it. And I was like, I don't really know a place. And we had just placed membership at that church. And so I talked to the pastor, and I was like, could we do a concert here? And I remember one of the guys, I won't say his name because you guys know him really well, but he was like, you think anybody will come? I was like, I think so. And we packed it out. So that was the first show I did.
Yeah, it was
at the church, and everybody came out and supported. But I remember my ex-wife at the time, she was like, if it's not a good show, we're going to have to find another church to go because I'm not going back there. I was like, I think it's going to be okay. I feel like I've worked on my set. I think.
Well, after seeing that, I thought, I got to use this guy in my videos because I was doing the video production at that time. And so I wanted to do, you were going to be, your baby was being born. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't, but we were acting like we were at the hospital.
She was pregnant with Xander.
Xander, yeah. And so we were going to have you talking about it and all this, and the doctor, says, "Okay, here's the scissors. We need you to cut the cord."
Yeah, well, you know what we were doing. You know what the video was for?
What was it?
Because I was leading a life group, and
the life
group leaders were supposed to report in after their life group meeting every week. Report the numbers. They wanted the numbers, and so they wanted to stress the importance of no matter what's going on in your life. And so, we filmed me talking on the phone, going, "Hey, I wanted to report my life group numbers," and then all of a sudden, I go, "Hold on, push." And then I go, okay, so we had, 37 people, and then all of a sudden you hear a baby start crying.
Yes.
And then they hand me the scissors. Not to interrupt your story, but
no.
I'm
glad you remember.
So they hand me the scissors, which obviously I'm going to cut the cord, but I snip it, and then I hold up the phone that I was talking. Back in the day when you had a landline, and I'd snip the phone cord instead of the umbilical cord to have my new. So the joke was, we're having a new baby, but it is important to get those life group numbers in.
Yeah, right.
So absurd, but
I know
that's what we did.
Y'all were so sweet. I used you for so many different videos because you would do anything, and then I started finding out that most of the people there would do anything. They loved being on the videos, and so they were so much easier to direct and control because they'd do anything you said. They would just say, like, tell me what to do, I'll do it. And it was
it was a time where
fun.
Like YouTube and viral videos were hitting and stuff, so everybody wanted to be on a video at the time. I'm glad that trend has changed and there aren't people constantly trying to be on video.
Oh yes.
On social media. I'm glad that wave's done.
Yeah, it's like Sam thought that the computer was just a phase, and he was going to keep his Big Chief tablet and keep all the records on that. And then finally, he figured out that it was going to be here for a while, so he had to learn how to type. And
I
he said,
still get an airplane ticket. Like, I actually still have them print out the ticket. And so my wife and I have had that discussion because when we travel together, it's, we've had the argument of how early do you show up and all that. I want to show up like an hour at least. I want to be through TSA at least an hour before the flight. She wants to sneak in as they're closing the airplane door. And we've had that. And then I always get a ticket. And she's like, it's on your phone. It's on you. And one time we were flying out of Chicago and she couldn't get Wi-Fi service. And so she's standing there. And I'm just already through. And I'm just waving my paper ticket and stuff. I knew I was going to pay for it later, but.
you were.
So I'm with Sam on some of that stuff. Like, sometimes you need to.
He just didn't think. He said, and he saved every receipt, everything. He wrote every day his diary and put it. And so Chad went and looked at the garage and looked around and he went, Dad, what have you done? And he said everything he ever, I don't know what to keep or what to throw away or what. I said, I don't think he cares. It's just, he really doesn't care right now. So just go ahead. And he said, this has been better for me accepting, that he's gone.
I've done that with like all my great grandparents and my grandparents. And my grandfather, I was going through his stuff and I just stopped and I was like, hey everybody, he bought some silly putty in '86. Just want everybody to know that. That's probably very important because he had a receipt for silly putty from 1986.
In case it wasn't silly enough, I can take it back.
Tax man may come back and be like, hey, hang on. 36 cents you deducted. And
do you know how worried if there's such a thing as worry, but the Bible said there's no more worry, no more anything. And so he's not thinking about any of that stuff. That if he knew that I was the one in charge, they've put me in charge of everything, and and my sister's, I've got to go down and talk to her because she's got to talk to me about how to keep receipts and how to do a budget and how you're going to have to pay this much money next year. And it's overwhelming. Because Sam would never let me do it. He wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah.
He wanted me to have my own bank account that I kept in the rears. And then he wanted to do...
when you say bank account, we all know it's a mayonnaise jar buried in the backyard. But yeah, go ahead. With your story.
That I was always overdrawn, and that he had to keep his away from it. So I didn't know where to find things, and so when we go on here and I tell widows, I said, look, you need to follow your husband around. If you're not doing the bills and all that, then follow him around. Find out where he's hidden things and all that, and that's going to help you a lot.
Passwords, safe combinations, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, yeah. It may not just be guns in there. It may be, no, wait, okay. He just gave me the 3-minute mark. Okay, so I'm sorry.
So
so
show's
anyway,
over?
yes.
Wow, I feel like we've only been talking for 2 hours.
I know. If I just been on time, if I just been on time, I know you got to come back more. And at least give time for lunch, and we'll do lobster.
Sorry, our entire house. We have we had a fence builder over. We had an AC guy, and we had a Wi-Fi guy over today, like trying to fix all the stuff. So
and you tell Sarah,
yeah,
I'll see you later. I've got to go do it.
No, I was there until they. And Coulter, my oldest, just moved back into town, so
he did. Oh, good.
He's out there with them finishing the fence, or at least sitting there.
Yeah, watching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on just a second. Okay, yeah. And what else do you need? Well, I am so happy that he's back, but now the other two are going.
2 at A&M. We've got one who just graduated, Dylan. He is down in Schulenburg with his grandparents right now, looking for a job, and then we got a freshman at Woodlands Christian Academy. So we're down to 1, but the other 4 come back quite a bit. And now that Coulter's moved back, he's got his own place, but he comes in like laundry cloths every time. He has a big bag where you think it's a gift, but it's just his dirty laundry. So we see him all the time now.
He is probably very well, he knows all the high-tech stuff, so he comes in and you hand him all your things and say, this isn't working anymore. Help me. You're lucky you still have that age group there.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we'll be looking for don't steal the
Still the naughty list.
See,
In
I didn't want to
December.
say naughty in,
Yeah.
in conjunction with you, but
Yeah, still the naughty list
still
coming
the-
out in December. The fourth Average Boy book is out now. Find it on Amazon or my website, bobsmiley.com. Filming a dry bar, my third dry bar comedy special. I'm filming it in Provo, Utah next Friday.
and dry
Yeah.
bar is the optimal word.
Yeah, dry bar.
Okay.
It's all clean comedy.
Yeah.
They only let clean comedy. But I'm performing with Adam Carolla. He's the other comic that they're filming that night.
Really?
So he is going to do clean comedy. I'm actually really
I want to
looking
hear
forward to seeing
that.
Yeah.
That's excellent. That's really so
Yeah.
good. Well, will you come back in December to just say and have some tickets that we can give away?
We can just, we'll
Man,
just
it was good seeing you guys.
we can just stream the movie on the.
Oh, we should do that. Just stream for the show.
Yeah.
And then I could give you remember the additional DVD commentaries?
Yeah.
Yes.
I could do that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be so great.
Oh, okay.
You guys have money for the movie rights? I'm
Yeah.
sure?
Oh yeah. And she can sign language everything.
Yeah, I'll
That'd be
sign
great
her.
for radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, Cindy's
All right.
show's quiet this time.
I don't think she's clear on the concept, but we don't. No one tell her. Okay. So anyway, Bob, thank you, because I know you are so busy, and you gave us your time. I really
We made it work.
appreciate it.
We've been trying to make it work for a month, and I found this date. I was like, I'm home. I think I've got it free, and it worked out.
And then you called and said, "I'll be there at 2:30."
Yeah, I
Bob.
really thought I was gonna have to, but I did it. I made it.
Thank you so much, and I know all your fans, everybody. Okay, thank y'all for watching, and probably our biggest, audience
Huge
yet.
show.
Okay. Anyway, and the first responders, we really do love you, appreciate you, honor you. Thank you so much for all that you
Absolutely.
do for us. And listen, call somebody you love, huh? Okay. All right. Thank you. See you next week.